So, I'm gonna learn to cross stitch. Yeah, it's something that I've wanted to do for a while. I personally love especially vintage cross stitches. I think there's just an aesthetic about them that's really cute. And so when I was with my mom a couple months ago and I saw this little kitty cross stitch pattern, I thought, why not give it a try? It'll have everything I need. And besides, I'm good at other visual arts. I should be good at this. But of course, I needed to read the instructions. Sit down and read them. Really absorb the material. But I didn't. I looked at the pretty pictures and thought, okay, that's enough. I struggled with the hoop for 10 minutes. The fabric kept slipping out, but eventually I got it in there. And then I marked the center with a pen because the instructions said, know where your center is. And oh yeah, I read the instructions for a little bit to actually get an idea of what I was doing. I didn't realize that once you marked the center with a stitch, you would know where it was and everything was in place. But that wasn't the only problem I ran into. I had a host of other things that popped up as well. So I was doing a little cross stitch off camera, just trying to get a feel for it. I got a feel for it, which was actually pretty good. The only problem is, you might see here, my needle broke. And I know why. I know why it broke. It was because I essentially tied a knot around the needle. Because I looked up some videos and they were like, oh, you just keep the loose thread. You just threw the needle, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the best for me. And well, it broke my needle. At this point, a couple things have become obvious. One, the pattern that I was following, the little kitty cat, was too complicated for a beginner cross-stitcher. So I decided to switch gears. I found this super cute watermelon pattern from a magazine called Country Living and decided to give it a go. Luckily, I already have some embroidery thread in my handy-dandy old cookie tin turn sewing things. So just cranking this baby up. Get stuff out of the way, and I got all but one of the colors that I need. Ignore the paint on my hands. Secondly, I needed supplies, so I went to Michael's the next day. So what I got was for Ida, or cross-stitching fabric, this cool cross-stitching loop that doesn't have a little thing at the top and it's just kind of decorative, pretty cool. Got the thread, floss, whatever that I needed, yeah. Oh, and of course needles, duh. That's what I went to the store for, yeah. So, one I have paint on my hands, but I figured I would start my new cross-stitch. And yes, I am wearing the same outfit that I wore yesterday. Don't at me. It was a perfectly good outfit yesterday, and it's a perfectly good outfit today. I should probably look up the loop method, because that's one thing that I wanted to try, was the loop method. Oh, I only need one strand for that. Yeah, please don't tangle. So I'm just going to start on a random place that I think will have enough room. I messed it up on one side of it, but that's okay. It's supposed to be symmetrical, but it's not symmetrical. The sides are sisters, not twins. But yeah, there's my pattern here. I'm just watching TV while I cross stitch, and I'm gonna start it to the lime green. Lime green is done. Yeah, I got a little helper. Yeah, hello, buddy. Alright, we have my beautiful rind that is uneven, but also going to start the seeds. The seeds are done. They're a little off. This one in particular needs to be over one, but it is already done, so I'm not going to undo it and redo it. But I kind of like that it's a little funky. It's a little off. It's very beginner cross-stitchy. So I don't know. I am very charmed by it. Now on to the meat of the project. Literally, I have to stitch the watermelon meat, which I'm pretty sure is what the red stuff is called. First line is done. Just however many more to go. Halfway done. Playing D&D. Here is where I'm at now. Just watching, YouTube while I continue this never-ending line of just magenta. Is it magenta? Yes, yeah, it's magenta. Kinda. It's like magenta from Blue's Clues. That's how I know the color. I also wanted to frame the final project, so I had to decorate a frame that I had lying around my house. But let's see the final cross stitch. Okay, wrap-up time. So I put my little cross stitch in my reading nook. I think it fits the vibe. It's super cute. But for cross stitching itself, I have to say, I really enjoy it. I had a feeling I would like it, and it's just so fun and relaxing. Highly recommend. You're gonna stab yourself with a needle a couple of times, but what's life without a little bit of danger?